Alright lads, so today we're here to have a look at the potential upcoming banners throughout the entire year of the year 2025. We do this yearly where we try and predict what we might potentially get, and even though most of the time we are wrong, especially when we are trying to predict potentially a year in advance, and trying to follow Caleb's logic is sometimes even more difficult because you never know what banners they might throw at us. They might give us a one-time limited seasonal banner that we never have gotten before, like Future Society last year. Who knows what we could get this year? We could get a new seasonal banner that we've never seen before, or at the same time, we could get a back-to-back 1,000-year Blood War like we saw near the end of 2024. So keep in mind, these are just predictions, nothing here is set in stone. But at the same time, this video does serve a purpose of just telling you exactly when certain things might be happening, like a potential big banner. When is anniversary? What should you expect during certain months that we can almost say are guaranteed to happen? Stuff like that is what we are going to talk about in today's video. And with that out of the way, since we are near the middle of February, we already have gotten January's mid-month and also end-of-month banner. To no one's surprise, January mid-month was a premium banner introducing Gin and also Toshiro. Pretty easy skip, especially coming off of a pretty exciting end-of-year banner. But January end-of-month was a first for Brave Souls in the sense that we didn't get a seasonal banner. Had I made this video a month ago before end-of-month January was announced, my guess is that January end-of-month would have been a Valentine's themed banner, or at least some seasonal themos, because that's basically been the trend for the last 9 years. Didn't expect to see 1,000-year Blood War so soon, but we did end up getting Esno, Driscoll, and also Nanana. But since this spot, January end-of-month has always been reserved for Valentine's themed units. I don't think Valentine's is cancelled this year, and instead I feel like it's going to happen for the mid-month of February, therefore our next upcoming banner. That is yet to be seen though, and we will find out in a couple of days time. The banner is getting announced on the 14th, and we might even potentially get some spoilers / leaks in a couple of days time, which we might talk about on the channel. And for the record, besides certain banners, we aren't really here to talk about what characters might be in said banner. We're mostly here to talk about what the banner themings could potentially be. So February mid-month I think is going to be a Valentine's themed banner, and maybe it's worth mentioning now when it comes to seasonal banners, we'll never know when they could do a 1,000-year Blood War seasonal banner. We saw last year, for example, when we had a Christmas Isane, Retsu, and also Nemu, and that ended up being treated as a 1,000-year Blood War banner. I don't think every seasonal banner going forward is going to be 1,000-year Blood War limited, and therefore be 1,000-year Blood War characters, but I feel like it will happen every now and then. A certain banner, we'll talk about it later, maybe Halloween, might include some Quincy's, and therefore it will be treated as a 1,000-year Blood War banner, just in a Halloween-themed aesthetic. But if February mid-month is going to be Valentine's, that pretty much likely means that end-of-month February is going to be 1,000-year Blood War. Likely, to be fair, most end-of-months will be 1,000-year Blood War themed, unless we do get the rare seasonal or premium banner, which honestly I'm open for, but it's kind of hard to predict an end-of-month premium banner when that hasn't happened in over a year. One thing to keep in mind is that during these next few months, we will not be getting any Season 3 1,000-year Blood War units, so any upcoming 1,000-year Blood War banner that we do get will likely contain characters, leftover characters I guess you could say, from Season 1 and also Season 2. And in some cases, they can even combine the two in one banner, like we saw at the end of the year, and our most recent 1,000-year Blood War banner, as Esno is from Season 2 and Driscoll is from Season 1. So if you are looking forward to certain characters, again, I don't know any upcoming units, but let's just say Bankai Rose, Mayuri, maybe some Volstanic Bambis, they're some of the leftover units that we have to get from Season 2, and likely they are going to release over the next couple of so months, at least one would assume so, because there's no one else they could do. There's a few more characters that I didn't lift off, but there's not that many units to go in terms of what they can do for a 1,000-year Blood War banner. So February end of month is pretty much almost guaranteed to be a 1,000-year Blood War banner, and that'll be getting announced in less than 2 weeks time. Going into March mid-month, I feel like at this point we just kind of need another cooldown. More premium banners are definitely welcomed, even if they aren't the highest priority banners. If this banner gets similar treatment to what Gin and Toshiro get, I'm kind of okay with it. I just don't want every single banner like we saw near the end of 2024 to be limited. It's okay to have a cooldown banner, and it's always nice to get some potential good characters from the early Bleach anime, whether that's from the Soul Society arc, Hueco Mundo, Fake Karakura Town, or even Fullbringers. Caleb can't give us a limited banner every 2 weeks, so I'm assuming that March mid-month is going to be just a premium banner. Who the character could be, again, is yet to be seen. But with that said, going into March end of month, this one could potentially be switched with April end of month. We'll talk about what I mean in a minute. But my guess is that March end of month is just going to be another 1,000-year Blood War banner. And then now let's go into April. So what you are going to notice with certain months is that we have highlighted 4 particular months. Now, every single year, it's been very consistent. There are 4 banners that are considered high priority banners. And what I mean by that is that they usually come with a big campaign, sometimes Bankai live streams, but also most importantly trailers. While 1000 year Blood War is going to be the norm, mainly every end of month is going to include 1000 year Blood War units, certain banners are going to get special treatment, special backgrounds, and most importantly, big celebrations and trailers. And these high priority banners that can go upwards to potentially 50 steps come with an event that includes a special move source, usually happens every 3 to 4 months. And as I was saying with end of month March, sometimes this high priority banner at the start of the year can happen in March, but more often it happens for April, which is considered Golden Week over in Japan, which is like a national holiday. And gacha games use this time to celebrate big banners, release hype characters, cool units, and big celebrations to get you playing their game. Using last year as an example, we had the Future Society characters. That came with a whole event, a special move source, and it also did get a trailer. Now, for all we know, this April end of month could be what we got last year, another Future Society banner. And in all honesty, I'm really hoping in the year 2025, we continue on this Future Society theme, because I think it's really cool, and I do want to see more of it. I just don't really know where to include it in this timeline. That's why you are seeing it in mid-month May. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But since there aren't really any super exciting characters left over from Season 2 and 1 of 1000 Year Blood War, my opinion is that this high priority banner for April 2025 is going to include finally the characters from the Bravestar's costume poll. Now, I can't believe we voted for these characters over a year ago and they still aren't here, but we did get confirmation during our end of year 2024 Bankai livestream is that the characters are in the midst of being made. And if you aren't already aware, because we are going to mention in a few minutes when we get to July, essentially, long story short, KLab planned characters 6 months in advance. So the character is currently slated to be worked on at the end of December. Likely we are going to see, in my opinion, within the first 4 months. So this costume voting poll banner honestly could be end of month February. It could be end of month March. I think at the latest, though, we are going to see it April end of month. And that's my assumption when we are going to see it. And since it is a special banner, hopefully the characters are cool because we have no idea who is going to be in this banner. We did vote for it, by the way, but they have yet to announce the winners. So since it's a first embrace, I'm going to assume KLab are going to want to kind of hype this banner up, maybe even give it a trailer. That'll be really cool. Kind of like what they did with Future Society last year. And that could serve as our first, maybe high priority banner. And that's why I believe that is going to be April end of month. And I might have briefly skipped over it, but April mid-month, I just assume it's going to be premium characters. Want more characters from the original anime, nothing super exciting, but just there to fill the gap. But going into the month of May, mid-month May is likely just to be a premium character, premium set of units like normal. However, I'm really hoping that it could just continue the trend of Future Society characters. Again, like I mentioned, April end of month last year was Future Society. I think it's a really cool banner. I want to see this banner continue on. And if we can get new characters as an end of month banner, maybe end of month May, that would be really cool in my opinion. I'd be super down for it. But since 1000 Year Blood War more often than not gets the priority, I'm going to assume, hopefully, they don't drop this banner, give it to us as a mid-month banner, and then 1000 Year Blood War can be end of month. Or they can even switch it. They want to make 1000 Year Blood War mid-month May, and then make the Future Society characters end of month May. I'd be down for that. At the same time, like I mentioned with seasonal banners, you never know what we might be getting. We could get a Future Society banner, but with Quincy's, and then therefore it would be technically treated as a 1000 Year Blood War banner. I'd be down for that. I actually saw a lot of fan art regarding Quincy's in the Future Society design, and I'd be super down for it. It looks really cool. Now, going into June, I didn't highlight this month as a high priority month, but it very well could be, especially if KLab want to ensure that we have almost no orbs for the anniversary. Now, within the year 2024, we did see a first of its kind, where June mid-month was essentially a prelude to the anniversary. The banner itself was called the 9th Anniversary Celebration Summons, and we also got a 9th Anniversary Renewed Mugetsu Ichigo, a remake of a 4th Anniversary character. It was a really cool banner because he was guaranteed in 10 steps, so I would love for KLab to do that again, and I would love for this to be a trend going forward, where the month prior to an anniversary, we get a prior anniversary character remade, and have them be guaranteed in 10 steps. And at this point in time, since Mugetsu got remade, we are waiting for the inevitable Full Hollow Ichigo remake. And they very well could time into the 10th anniversary. And who knows, like I said, what KLab had planned for the 10th anniversary, we very well could get this character remade even before June. Since KLab are already technically celebrating the 10th anniversary, we have 10th year anniversary campaigns going on right now. But most importantly, we got a 10th anniversary website already created that will continuously receive updates regarding campaigns and big announcements. but we're also getting potentially new trailers every few months. We recently just received a 10th anniversary trailer highlighting some of the characters released over the last 9 years. Again, building anticipation for the 10th anniversary, and the trailer itself is called Part 1, so we're going to get multiple of these trailers, and I can definitely see June mid-month be one of those big events, those big trailers, a remake of a past anniversary character. In this case, my assumption would be Full Hollow, and continue to build up the anticipation again for the 10th anniversary. So whatever June mid-month is going to be, my assumption is that it will contain an anniversary character remake. At this point, Full Hollow is next in line, so that is going to be my prediction. When it comes to June end of month, this has been one of the more consistent banners every single year, is that it will contain 3 female characters in swimsuits. Almost every year, without fail, Caleb up it and up it. Very rarely do we get a seasonal banner that wasn't better than the previous year, at least in my opinion. And last year they did something that we were kind of expecting them to do, but it was still a surprise nonetheless. We had Swimsuit 1000 Year Blood War Bambis. Bambietta, Candice, and also Menino were in swimsuits. They even got a trailer, which is actually pretty cool. But when it comes to this year in 2025, I feel like Killer need to up the ante once more, and they very well might not do this and just give us normal Bleach characters in swimsuits that we've seen maybe a few times in the past. Just throw in a popular female that hasn't received a seasonal in some time, like for example Yoruichi, even if we've already gotten 2 swimsuit Yoruichis in the past. But the only way we can go up from the last year being swimsuit Bambis is maybe continue on with some swimsuit characters from 1000 Year Blood War, Squad Zero, the other Bambis. I'm not really too sure, I'm just throwing out some names. However, one banner that a lot of us have been wanting for a very long time is swimsuit Burn the Witch characters, more specifically Nini and Noelle, but if they want to throw in a third character, I'd be super down for that. And that was our hope for June end of month last year, but we always said it was either going to be swimsuit Bambis or potentially Burn the Witch. Now, Burn the Witch banner has never been confirmed for the year 2025, so this isn't guaranteed to happen. And we didn't even get a Burn the Witch banner in the year 2024. But I feel like swimsuit Burn the Witch characters is the only way to make a more exciting banner than the previous year, which ended up being swimsuit Bambis. At this point in time, we've gotten a lot of Burn the Witch characters, especially in different seasonal banners. And besides Valentine's, which we will find out in a couple of days' time, hopefully, swimsuit Burn the Witch is basically the last seasonal themed banner that we've yet to get. And I'll be super down for that for June end of month. That's my hope, my prediction, but again, that is yet to be seen. With that said though, now we're going into the month of July, which is the month of the anniversary. For those that are unaware, the anniversary works like this. July 23rd will be part 1. These will include the anniversary mainstay characters. And these 2 characters, or 3, hopefully 3 this year, will be premium units. So they're going to be more available, and likely they will be the highlight of the entire year, or at least the anniversary. The second part will be a week later, and is always guaranteed to be limited units, likely in this case 1000 Year Blood War. Now, since Season 3 of 1000 Year Blood War did end in December, it's pretty much guaranteed, in my opinion, that Season 3 characters of 1000 Year Blood War will begin in the month of July for the 10th anniversary. The question right now, though, is whether we're going to get 1000 Year Blood War for Part 1 and 2, or just Part 2, and Part 1 might be original characters. Original characters used to be the mainstay for every anniversary, but since the 8th anniversary, 8th and 9th, we have been getting canon characters, 1000 Year Blood War units, and that very well could be the case this year. I'm kind of down for both, but considering the build-up and again, hype that they've been trying to gather for the 10th anniversary, especially with the trailer that we did just get, showing past character releases over the last 9 or so years, I kind of feel like the 10th anniversary has to be original design units for Part 1. Especially for a big anniversary as the 10th year, I don't think they can get away just doing 1000 Year Blood War units like they did for the 8th and 9th anniversary. Depending on the characters, I might be down for it, and I'm still probably going to be excited, I will be honest. But I am hoping this year, more than ever, that Part 1 will include original characters. Now, as always, anniversary is always an exciting time. The campaigns, the events are good. And of course, with that, the characters themselves are likely going to feature some of the best characters of the year, and most likely some of the most exciting characters of the year. Especially because this banner will introduce the first ever Season 3 1000 Year Blood War units. Likely we are going to see some big named characters. For the icon, I put Shinsui, Renji, and also Uryu. And that's not me saying that the banner will be these 3 characters. I just feel like there's some of the more exciting stuff that happened in Season 3, and likely at least one of them, maybe not, who knows, will be included during Part 2 of the anniversary. Whatever you think is the most exciting thing to come from Season 3 of 1000 Year Blood War, likely will be for Part 2 of the anniversary, July 31st. With that said though, going into August, my assumption here is that both mid-month and end-of-month are going to be 1000 Year Blood War. Kind of a big guess here, but I feel like sometime, somewhere, Caleb are going to have to throw us a 1000 Year Blood War mid-month. And like we saw last year, technically August mid-month can be treated as a part 3 banner. In the past, August mid-month has been kind of served as a cooldown banner. But last year we did get Kensei and also Shinji, and it kind of continued the anniversary all the way till the end of August, so they could do a pretty excited banner for mid-month August, especially if, again, we are just starting Season 3 of 1000 Year Blood War. There'll be plenty of characters to pick from. End of month August, I assume we'll just continue the trend of 1000 Year Blood War, continuing on with Season 3 characters or again some leftover Season 2 characters. For September, I'm going to assume we finally get a cooldown banner, give us a premium banner for mid-month September, and then maybe continue on the trend of September end of month being a 1000 Year Blood War banner. But what you will see here is I have highlighted it. Now, September end of month being a high priority banner, it's been hit or miss whether it is treated as such. The last couple of years though, September end of month has been the next big banner after an anniversary, albeit there have been certain situations that maybe push KLab to do that for end of month September. Just to give some examples, last year we did have the kickstart of Season 3 of 1000 Year Blood War, and with that we did get Rukia, Byakuya, and also Renji. These characters got special backgrounds, they also got trailers, and of course we did get our usual special move source. The year before that, for September end of month, we didn't have anything big going on, but KLab still give us a pretty big banner with Burn the Witch Halloween units with Noelle and also Nini. Once more, this banner did get a trailer. The year prior, we also had the kickstart of 1000 Year Blood War anime. So with that, we did get our first ever anime units with Ichigo, Renji, and also Chad. And in the year prior, we didn't really get a super exciting banner. It was just Spirit Society, Chad, and also Ichigo. However, 10 days later, we did get our second Burn the Witch banner with Bruno, and that was quite the big banner. So usually around September time, we do get a big banner. A high priority banner, I would like to say so. It's been like that for the most part for the last 4 years. Even in a situation where KLab don't have an anime to give us a big banner, that's when they give us Burn the Witch Halloween units. It's very, very likely that in the year 2025, we aren't going to get any new 1000 Year Blood War episodes, so KLab can't throw us a anime celebration campaign, but I feel like September end of month, they might give us something big. Maybe continue on with Season 3 characters, but include some of the more exciting characters that weren't included during the 10th anniversary. Kind of like what they did last year, where Rukia, Byakuya, and Renji weren't part of the anniversary, but they were still part of a big celebration. What would that big celebration be this year? We're going to have to find out. But going into the month of October, I personally just want this to be a cooldown banner, cooldown month even, and just give us some seasonal units. In the year 2024, we didn't get a single Halloween banner, so I want to see KLab make up for that this year and give us 2 Halloween banners, which we have seen in the past. I want mid-month, end of month to both be Halloween themed. Maybe mid-month October could be Halloween Bleach characters, a normal seasonal banner more so, and then end of month October can be some seasonal Stern Ritters. I've been saying for quite some time now, but I would love to see a zombie Giselle. If they want to do that for end of October, I think that'll be really cool and actually well timed. Going into November, I assume we're going to get a premium banner. Would be very surprised if KLab can somehow throw in another limited time banner. The end of month November, I do want to see Christmas characters. The problem with this, however, is that whenever we do get Christmas for end of month November, that is always followed up by another Christmas banner for mid-month December. We got that last year. They very well could do that again. But I do kind of like Christmas characters, and I do like it when they get better treatment, more effort put into them, and that's likely seen during end of month banners. So I wouldn't mind if KLab do want to do Christmas characters for end of month November, maybe continue that on mid-month December, be another Christmas banner, or just give us more premium characters. I'm down for either or. But obviously the guarantee here is that end of month December is going to be 1000 Year Blood War once more, and would likely include very exciting characters. Amongst the entire year, the banner that does compete with any anniversary is always December end of month. Last year, granted it was only 2 months ago, we did finally get Fullbring Bankai Ichigo, we got a Bankai Senjumaru, and some people even preferred that over the anniversary. So if anything, throughout the entire year, there's 2 banners you want to save for in terms of hype characters that are very, very powerful. It is July end of month, or just July in general, the anniversary, and then end of year. They're like our 2 biggest banners bar none. Within the year though, there are some more high priority banners. Usually that is April end of month and September end of month. And then every other banner is usually just a good banner. Maybe include one of your favorites. But other than that, I would say the only other guarantee this year is that June end of month will be giving us swimsuit characters, and June mid-month might include an anniversary character remake. Any other month, like for example October, no guarantee we get Halloween characters, but I would love to see that this year. I would love to see a premium end of month banner too. While I didn't put it in my prediction this year, I am definitely open for that. I would love for some exciting original Bleach characters to get end of month quality treatment, and also just be some really good characters. Monster Eisen is a character, for example, I really want to see for an end of month banner. Been wanting to see that for years. Maybe this year could be the year, but for the prediction, I didn't include that. Either way, the video might have went on long enough. That's my banner prediction timeline for the year 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.